Hi there, Katie Sutton, intuitive channel and founder of Zen Within Academy, here with your November 2021 energy update. We have 4 themes that I want to share with you this month. The first is inward versus outward expression. The second is taking up space. The third is willpower and drive expanding. And the fourth is healing the mother wound. So stay tuned for the rest of the energy update. Hey there, I hope you had a really wonderful October. I know that it was probably very fruitful for you as we had a lot of energy clearing out last month, and we have created a lot of space for what's coming in November. One of the astrological events coming in November is a partial eclipse, and eclipses are always about reassessing things and doing our shadow work, and that will definitely be on the table this month. I want to talk with you first about this theme of inward versus outward expression. And the word that really keeps coming up in this first theme for me is divine reciprocity. And to me, divine reciprocity is this understanding that when we give freely, we will always receive in return. And I'm starting to see this theme be very, very potent for the month of November. Even in the first week of November, I think we're going to experience a rebalancing of our inward and our outward energies of expression. Meaning we need to make sure that we have as much inward time, as much receiving time as we do outward expression time, giving time. And, I think eclipses are also about balance, and often what I see coming in before we move into an eclipse is some sort of rebalancing energy, and I think this is the way that it's showing up this month. But really, the title Divine Reciprocity is how I'm seeing this. And, we are moving through a significant shift on our planet right now in how we value ourselves and how we value our time and how we value our monetary holdings and our financial system and how that's valued. And we're seeing this idea of divine reciprocity showing up in our supply chain here, especially in the United States, where there may be some fears coming up of not having enough, right? And so I see this inward versus outward expression theme and this idea of divine reciprocity as a release of fears that we're going to be in scarcity. And certainly there may be some supply chain issues that we experience going into the holidays, but pay attention to how you're feeding into that. Because what I've been hearing from people are stories where they were told that there would not be enough, right? For example, they were told that they wouldn't be able to trade their car in and get a new one because there's no stock. And showing up at the dealership and there's the perfect car there for them, even though it appears that there's not enough. This appearance of there not being enough is what we're really clearing with this inward versus outward expression theme. And so pay really close attention to the energies that you're playing into here. Pay really close attention to the stories that you're clearing around resources and scarcity and this idea of if I give freely, will it come back to me, right? Will I be able to receive as much as I'm putting out? And if there are places where you're feeling out of balance in that or you're feeling in scarcity, there's likely some energetic block at play. And I would tell you to focus on your heart chakra with this theme, okay? We want to make sure that our heart chakra is open so that we can receive, and we want to make sure that it's open evenly front to back, meaning that the back of the heart chakra is our receiving channel, right? How we receive that resourcing and that love and that connection from others. The front of the heart chakra is how we give. And so I'm watching a lot of people walking around with wobbly heart chakras. They're really wide open in the front, but they're closed off in the back, right? More like a funnel. And that's basically signaling through our energy field that we are in a place of giving more than we're receiving, and we might be met with more scarcity if we're running that programming in our heart chakra. So even as I'm speaking about this, I'm noticing my heart chakra shift a little bit to be more even front to back, so that I'm in a place of divine reciprocity within my heart chakra, which is calling forward this ability to receive as much as I'm giving. And that takes me right into the second theme. The second theme is this idea of taking up space, right? Said another way, being in worthiness. And worthiness comes from the heart chakra. And I'm seeing this very interesting thing play out in the energy fields of the clients that I'm working with, and even in myself, where I'm needing to spread out my energy field a little bit more. I'm needing to make more space and take up more space within my energy field so that I can anchor more light onto this planet. And that is my way of giving as much as I'm receiving, right? The more space I make, the more I hold myself in wholeness, the more I open my energy field and my heart up, the more light I can bring in, and the more light I can anchor on this planet through my passion-driven work and through all of my creations and my interactions with everybody that I come into contact with. And so when we start to feel our worthiness, and we start to value ourselves, it's easier for us to take up space. So many of us who are sensitive have been used to kind of pulling our energy field in and making ourselves smaller. And we do that to kind of protect. But the other thing that happens when we do that is we don't give ourselves enough space to breathe, enough space to create, enough space to feel safe in our own energy fields. And so you might notice that you want to take up more space. This may be emotionally, meaning you want your emotions to be experienced in more fullness. This may be physically, in that you want to create more space for yourself within your home this month, or within some other place that you inhabit, right? Maybe at the office you want to create some more defined space for yourself this month. It may also show up energetically, meaning those of you that are doing work with your energy field, you may notice that you want to expand your auric field out a little further. A fun fact is that when we are drawing in a lot of light, we can expand our heart field, our energetic auric field, out to 20 miles, right? That's a lot of space to take up. That's a big footprint. That may not be comfortable for you all the time to walk around with your field that big, but we do want to start taking up more space, okay? We do want to anchor more light. And we're doing this right now to prepare us as we move into December and move into 2022, where a lot of us are going to be anchoring new things on the planet. Energetically, we have to create that space first, right? Everything happens on the energetic plane first and then is manifested in the physical. So if you have a big vision of something you want to create, start taking up more space. Where are you not allowing yourself to have space? And pay close attention related to that first theme of this idea of reciprocity, right? Where are you giving too much and not receiving enough, which means that you're not taking up enough space on the receiving side either. So this is a really important theme, this idea of taking up space. The third theme that I want to talk with you about kind of comes on the heels of what we worked on last month with the new masculine. So last month I talked with you about the new masculine being this idea that the feminine is in the lead and the masculine comes in and takes divine action and is very flexible. Okay, that energy that we worked with in October, where we cleared a whole bunch of mistrust issue between the masculine and the feminine, has set the stage for expanded willpower and drive, which is a very masculine energy that we're bringing in this month. And I think it's very interesting that this energy theme is going to be very prevalent throughout November, but I also see it coming up after the eclipse. So later in the month of November, we're going to have some drive. Maybe some of our plans are going to shift. Maybe some of the ways that we look at things is going to shift, and we're going to see our willpower taking us in directions that we didn't expect. So I see some surprise energy coming up with this theme as well, where you might be very surprised at what you are driven to do. Okay, so this is important. We want to pay attention to the downloads and the information and the synchronicities and the signs and the directions that we are being driven in. And then we want to couple that with divine action. And so that requires us to have a lot of drive and a lot of willpower to see these things through to completion. So you may also notice that you have some passion projects that you've been working on for some time that are starting to take hold this month, meaning people are starting to take notice. People are starting to get excited with you. Maybe they were calling you crazy before and they're like starting to see your vision. This is a time where our passion projects are going to expand, and we're going to need a lot of willpower and a lot of drive to see them through. Okay, so I'm also, as I'm speaking this to you, getting this download of us kind of needing to be laser focused in some areas, right? So really being able to drop in and focus with clarity on certain things that we know need to come into fruition before the end of the year. This is our time, okay? This very potent energy is coming in to kind of catapult us forward in drive to get these things done. And then that takes me to the fourth theme of the month, which is called Healing the Mother Wound. And this is not maybe what you think it is. Okay, so let me explain what this energy theme is about. When I say healing the mother wound, I mean the wound that we all carry with the Divine Mother or Mother Earth. Okay, many of us are here on a very specific mission on this earth plane to create change, to anchor light, to be a supportive force of this transition that we're all moving through, which I call the new earth, right? And it requires us to get over some of the wounds that we carry related to what we've been conditioned to believe about taking up space here on the planet. And this is very specific. And what I'm seeing is that a lot of us are carrying guilt and grief, and we feel like a burden on the planet. We have been conditioned to believe that just by being here, we are a burden on the earth. And now I'm not saying that we don't need to be mindful of our impact on the earth. Okay, that's not what this is about. What I'm saying is that we are clearing the guilt and the shame and the grief that we may carry about taking up space on this planet, using resources on this planet. And we have to get beyond that. We have to get beyond that programming so that we can actually start to anchor programs and systems and ways of being that will be more supportive of the earth. Okay? And specifically, one of the things that I am hearing and seeing is that we have been conditioned through a lot of well-meaning programs, meaning governmental programs and societal programs, like the recycling programs and all these different environmental causes, that we should be ashamed for taking up space on this planet. Now, those programs and those campaigns are not bad, right? They were created with the intention to bring awareness to really important environmental issues. But the secondary byproduct that I'm seeing for many of us, especially as empaths, is that we're walking around holding a vision of the earth where she is in dire straits. And yes, there are so many hard things happening for planet Earth. But let me tell you, she's going to be okay no matter what. We may not be okay. As an Earth collective, as a human collective, we may not be okay. But she will find a way, right? She is already ascending. She is already moving forward on this path of ascension and awakening. And we have to get beyond some of this programming that we carry that says that we should be ashamed for taking up her resources, right? We have to start moving towards co-creation with her, coming up with creative solutions to work with the earth and the signals that she's giving to us. And some of you, through this Healing the Mother Wound theme, may also clear energy where you felt like a burden to your own mother. Okay, a lot of times there are these programs that run within our field, especially if our mother had a hard time giving birth, or she had a hard time after we were born, or she was in scarcity or in lack, or felt like she wasn't supported. That programming was reinforced through the parent-child relationship as well. So you may be clearing this twofold. You may be clearing some grief and some guilt and some shame about your impact on the earth so that you can learn how to coexist with her and to be more cognizant of your connection with her. And you may also be clearing this with your actual mother and your maternal line. So this is really important. And it's really going to support us in healing a lot of these inner child wounds that many of us are carrying around that have been programmed into us by the authority figures in our life. And when that's cleared, what it allows for is for us to actually anchor more light, our true intentional essence on this planet. And when that is the case, creative solutions are born through us to the world's problems. Okay, so this may be a little bit tough for you to wrap your head around. I'm going to be doing a whole healing circle on this on the 17th because I see how important this is and I see how different of a theme this is. This might be a little challenging for some of you to wrap your mind around. And if it is, I would encourage you to join us for Healing Circle because this is really important. Everybody that wants to take up space and do all these other themes that I was talking about, we have to heal the mother wound. We have to heal the wound that says our being here is a burden. If you feel like a burden in any way, you're likely running this wound. Okay. And when this programming and this wound is cleared out, we have a potential to be brave and bring our passions forward and come up with creative solutions for what we're building here on this planet and to create new beginnings and new systems and new ways of doing things. Because everybody deserves to be in their zone of genius here. Everybody deserves to be in their passion. But a lot of us are carrying blocks, that would prevent us from being able to own all of that energy and all of that passion. So these are the 4 themes. They're kind of all tied together. But overall, what I'm sensing is that this is about us anchoring more light, right? If I could sum it up, that's what this whole month is about. And so if you're doing something and you're playing small or you're limiting yourself in any way, this is a great month to let go of that. This is a great month to move beyond that. So there are a lot of stories that are going to be clearing out this month. A lot of mental dialogue is going to be released. A lot of imposter syndrome is going to be released. So I hope that helps to give you a little bit of insight into November. This is a big month, especially when we have eclipse energy. It's always big. And I really do see us shifting into, slowly but surely, the energies of 2022, which are going to be very expanded, okay? Lots of big energy coming in for next year, and we're already starting to make space for that. So take up some space, live your passion, get excited, get some drive going, and get ready to move forward through this month of November. And so, as I mentioned, we'll be working on healing the mother wound on November 17th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. That link to that event will be included below this video. And if you're watching this ahead of November 4th or just after November 4th, I'm launching a new program called I Am Starseed. It's a 6-part master course, and we're going to be diving a lot into our galactic origins and a lot of the trauma that we carry from those galactic origins that might prevent us from living our passion here on this earth. So if you're really feeling called to do big things and to break out of a box, this is a really great program to help do that. And we are going to be doing some really exciting things with brain waves and sound and some really cool things in this course, some stuff I've never brought forward. So I'll put some more information about that below this video as well. I hope you all have a wonderful month. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in December.